Yeah. Okay. This is such a great mindset shift to understand. Most people, when you think marketing, you think like this spammy kind of like, how can I blast people with my message and bother them to make them, check out my music or come to my gig or something. But it's not about that. Like if you feel a resistance to doing that, that's a good thing because that's spamming and that's not what marketing is. Really, marketing is all of the stuff we do to help people check us out. And that means thinking of an interesting way to describe your music so that people go, or an interesting image that goes with your music that, again, makes people go, and get interested. You want to make people curious. That's all you need to do. And that's a creative challenge. So the bigger way to think about this is when you're writing a song, you have a little idea for a melody, right? Or a lyric. You start out with a or you have a phrase and you grow it into a song. But at first the song is just like words and music, or just a beat and something you're singing, or just a beat and a groove, and then later you add a melody. It starts small, and then you keep making creative choices. Like, are you going to put a distorted guitar in there? Are you going to like make it all like twisted, or is it going to be smooth? Is it going to be ambient and spacious? Is it going to be electronic? Is it going to be natural? You make these decisions, and then even the way that you present yourself, your image to the world, like the kind of photos you take, whether you're all kind of, dark and hidden in a corner, or if you're all kind of, in your face and bright. These are creative decisions you're making along the way, because it's what you're making is more than just the music. It's the production of the music. It's the arrangement. It's the recording. It's the image. And all marketing is just an extension of your art that keeps going. You keep making these creative decisions on how you want to be in the world, like who you want to be in the world. And these are creative choices. And by just doing that publicly, you're signaling to people, like, this is who I am, and I think this is who you are. And if you're this kind of person, then I think we have something in common and you'll be able to relate to my music. Yeah, it's a creative, it's a public creation of your message and your image more than just doing the same shit as everybody else and spamming the same way everybody else does. You should heed your resistance to doing things the normal way and find your unique way of putting your unique message out into the world.
I love that. And you touched on it in your answer now, and also in the book, how you should have this one line that really attracts people's attention. I know a lot of times when musicians describe their music or their band, they tend to use more generic, broad descriptions that don't really stand out, but you mentioned having this one-line hook that will get people interested, whether it's industry people or potential fans. Do you have any tips for how to come up with that hook, where to draw the points from?
Think of anything, well, first, anything that made you laugh, anything that made you go, ooh, that's good. Whether you came up with it, whether you heard it from somebody else, or whether like even a fan or a friend said, wow, Jenny, you know what that sounds like? It sounds like this. And you go, ooh, that's good. I'm going to use that. So try to remember those little, ooh, that's good moments. This is why I say that marketing is considerate, is because if you come up with an interesting little phrase or just a few words to describe your music, even if it's just some crazy mix of adjectives, like runny, disgusting techno. Whatever. Somebody goes like, runny, disgusting, what? Those three words can make somebody curious to go, wait, what do you mean runny? Okay, now I have to hear it. If you just pick a unique adjective that makes people curious to hear more, it's very considerate for them. You've helped them get interested in you in a way that they wouldn't if you just said just genre name, ambient techno. And that's all you said. They'd go, all right, ambient techno, that's a genre, so what? Why should I care? But if you come up with a unique way to describe your music, you ask where it comes from. It could just come from your own silly creativity. Just brainstorm with friends. Ask some strangers, what does this sound like to you? Or what movie does this remind you of? Or what is this the soundtrack for? You could ask people questions like that will help evoke different phrases than you would ordinarily use.